Just hours apart, SpaceX completed a record-breaking test of a Starship booster and rolled out a newer Super Heavy prototype to the launch pad. Almost 6 weeks after starting the static fire test campaign for Super Heavy Booster 7, SpaceX has broken new ground by simultaneously igniting 7 Raptor engines. Welcome to Tech Heaven, and in this video we'll take a look at SpaceX breaking the Starship test record and all you need to know about it. Curious to know? Let's find out. Within hours, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk's plans were confirmed in real time as the company transported a second Super Heavy prototype from the factory to the launch pad, where it joined Booster 7. According to Musk, those rockets will soon swap places, ensuring that no time is lost, as SpaceX works towards Starship's first orbital launch attempts. On August the 9th and 11th, Booster 7 began the most critical stage of its flight qualification process with 2 back-to-back static fires, each igniting only one of 20 installed Raptor engines. Both appeared to be successful, and SpaceX returned B7 to its Boca Chica, Texas factory, reinstalled the entire set of 33 engines, and relaunched the Super Heavy 2 weeks later. SpaceX attempted to ignite 3 of Booster 7's 33 Raptors on August the 31st. The failure of one engine, but not the others, resulted in a mostly successful 2-engine test. SpaceX conducted several ignition-free spin prime tests over the next 2 weeks, 2 of which appeared to spin up all 33 engines without causing an explosion. Finally, on September the 16th, SpaceX announced a 7-engine spin prime test, followed by another on September the 19th. SpaceX refilled Booster 7 with propellant shortly after the second 7-engine spin prime, followed the same procedures, and ignited the same 7 engines for about 5 seconds. There were no obvious problems, and Musk later stated that the test went well. It set a new record for the most Raptors ignited simultaneously on a single prototype, and most likely broke the record for the most thrust produced by a single vehicle tested at Starbase. If all 7 upgraded Raptor V2 engines were running at full power, they could have produced more than 1,600 tons of thrust in a single burst, roughly equivalent to 2 Falcon 9 boosters. Super Heavy, which stands about 69 meters tall and 9 meters wide, will be the most powerful liquid rocket booster ever tested if only 20 of its 33 engines are ignited at full thrust. Musk revealed in an increasingly rare update that SpaceX will return Booster 7 to Starbase's factory after the latest round of testing for mysterious robustness upgrades. Musk doesn't believe the upgrades will take long, predicting that Starbase's next big test will be the first complete wet dress rehearsal of a fully assembled 2-stage Starship, followed by Super Heavy's first 33-engine static fire test in a few weeks. More than likely, each step of the process will necessitate multiple attempts and will reveal issues that will need to be corrected and verified over the course of several months. By the way, if you're watching us for the first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can enjoy our future videos while getting updated. Getting back to the topic, Musk claims that SpaceX will be ready to launch its first orbital Starship in November 2022, possibly as early as late October. However, many significant obstacles remain. Musk took to Twitter on September the 21st to provide a bit more specific insight into the company's next steps toward a crucial orbital launch debut, adding to a welcome burst of insight into SpaceX's fully reusable Starship rocket program. On September the 19th, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk revealed that the Starship booster currently assigned to that debut would be returned to the factory for mysterious robustness upgrades. An unexpected move coming just days after a seemingly successful and record-breaking static fire test. Musk has indicated 2 days later that those upgrades may include fortifying Super Heavy Booster 7's thrust section to ensure it can withstand Raptor engine failures. With 33 Raptor V2 engines powering it and plenty of evidence that those Raptors are far from perfect in terms of reliability, the concern is understandable, even if SpaceX's response is unusual. Prior to the start of Starship's orbital launch debut, SpaceX rushed through Starship development as if it wanted to destroy as many rockets as possible, which it did to some extent. Rather than spending 6 to 12 months tinkering with the same few prototypes without a single launch attempt, SpaceX produced and aggressively tested Starships and test articles. SpaceX pushed a little too hard at times and made avoidable mistakes, but the majority of the failures produced massive amounts of data that were then used to improve future vehicles. High-altitude Starship flight testing was the project's holy grail, with SpaceX finishing, testing, and launching a new Starship 5 times in 6 months, culminating in the first fully successful high-altitude Starship launch and landing in May 2021. SpaceX's orbital flight test preparations have been almost unrecognizable in comparison. While there has been significant progress in the 16 months since SN15's successful launch and landing, it is clear that SpaceX has decided against taking significant risks. After spending more than 6 months slowly completing and testing the first orbital-class pair, Super Heavy Booster 4 and Starship 20, SpaceX never even attempted a single Booster 4 static fire and unceremoniously retired both prototypes without attempting to fly either. We may never know why SpaceX cancelled B4 and S20, or why the company appears to have revised its development strategy to be a little more conservative, after clearly demonstrating the efficacy of moving fast and taking big risks. It's possible that winning a $3 billion contract that puts Starship at the forefront of NASA's effort to return astronauts to the moon has encouraged a more cautious approach. SpaceX was awarded the contract in April 2021. Even in its more cautious third phase, Starship development is still extremely hardware-rich, moving quickly and discovering many problems on the ground rather than learning from flight tests. However, the third phase of the Starship development is proceeding with greater caution than the first and second phases. Nonetheless, SpaceX appears to be getting closer to the first orbital launch of Starship. Musk believes that the company could be ready for the first launch attempt as early as late October, but that a November launch is highly likely. He believes SpaceX will have 2 pairs of orbital-class Starships and Super Heavy boosters ready for orbital flight by then, allowing for a quick return to flight following the first attempt. Musk is also excited about Super Heavy Booster 9, which has many design changes and a thrust section that will fully isolate all 33 Raptors from each other, which is critical for preventing engine failure from affecting others. Meanwhile, as Musk predicted, Super Heavy Booster 8 arrived at the launch pad on September the 19th and will most likely be proof tested soon, while Booster 7 is upgraded back at the factory. As encouraging as that is, history has shown that reality, particularly when it comes to Starship's orbital launch debut, can differ significantly from the images Elon Musk paints. Musk, for example, predicted in September 2021 that SpaceX would conduct a Super Heavy static fire at Starbase's orbital launch pad later that month. In reality, the crucial test took place 11 months later and with a completely different booster. This is to say that while significant progress has been made in recent months, SpaceX still has a significant amount of work ahead of it, almost all of which is uncharted territory. However, with Starship 24 having already completed a full 6-engine static fire, there is a slim chance that SpaceX will have a fully stacked Starship ready for its full orbital launch attempt by the end of October. Meanwhile, after Booster 7 returns to the factory, Booster 8, which was finally completed after a relatively slow 6-month assembly, will begin basic proof testing at SpaceX's orbital launch site in South Texas. SpaceX wasted no time in preparing for the swap, delivering Booster 8 to the pad only 7 hours after Booster 7's 7-engine static fire. If things go as smoothly as they did with B7, B8 could complete proof testing and be ready to return to the factory for Raptor installation by the time B7's upgrade are completed, making for a very efficient transition. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. But before that, we'd like to know your thoughts about the future of SpaceX. Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.